Hey, we're back here with Vandals head coach Don Verlin. Time to take a look at a guy who's seen it all with the Vandals, Connor Hill.
Coach Verlin, he gave me the opportunity to play as a freshman. He stuck with me the whole time, and I'm just like really like thankful for that. That he like trusted in me, you know, and like gave me a shot to play. I was playing on a redshirt, and I did redshirt for 3 games. Then Coach Verlin, he called me into his office one day. It was after the 3rd game. He said, "I'm thinking about playing you. How do you feel about that? Like, we need some shooters out there." So I talked to my parents about it, and I mean, I wanted to play. Of course I wanted to play. And so I did it, and I played him every game after that. I played 30 games after that, and I played about 10 to 15 minutes a game, like some less and some more, just depending on the game. And it was such a fun season with great like teammates, and it was a great year. We won, and we with a good record, and it was probably the best year like so far. I wouldn't have minded like redshirting, but I'm glad I didn't, just because of just how fun the season was and how we succeeded and things like that, just how it went. That's everyone's dream, is to play in March Madness, and everyone on our team wants to do it, and so why not do it? You know, this is my last shot. This is Mike's last shot and Beer's last shot, and for some people, well, you don't know what the future holds, so it could be like their last shot too. You know, so why not just go as hard as you can, just push each other, just come together as a group, and try to win the league. Just do whatever you can to win the league, and just like go from there. You know. I worked a lot at shooting when I was younger. I remember back at my Spokane house, we had an outdoor hoop, and every day after school, I would just come home and I would just put off my homework and I would just shoot all day, like literally all day, and I loved it. It was fun. Like, that's what I loved to do. I would never get bored of just shooting by myself, just rebounding for myself, shooting. And then we moved to Post Falls, and my dad, he built a gym, so we have like a full court at our house. And in high school, I would come home every day and just shoot. And my dad would rebound for me, and he would help me on my shot. So I gotta credit my dad a lot for that, because he was working with me tough since I was a little kid. And I just shot a lot. I remember just coming home from high school, and that's all I did. I really didn't have a life. I would come home and just shoot all day. It means a lot. I try not to think about it like too much, just because, you know, I'm trying to just remain humble and just try and have a good last year. But I mean, it sounds crazy. I still don't really like to believe I have the record here. But like, besides that, I'm just kind of focused on this year more, you know, just trying to just get back to the title game and like win the league. But it does mean a lot to me, you know. Probably in years, well, like when I get older, I'll look back on it and be like, man, that's pretty special, you know, man, that's cool, that's special that I had that. I'll be able to like look back, and I had a good career, you know, it was a good time.
Hey, well, Coach, obviously a nice piece there on Connor Hill. You know, he's been around a long time, a senior here. What do you like about him?
It's fun to watch him shoot the ball, isn't it? I mean, man, can he shoot that basketball, and from deep. You know, obviously that's what got Connor a scholarship here, is he has a skill that a lot of guys don't have, and that's shooting it from behind the arc, being our all-time leading three-point shooter. A record that's going to really be hard to be broken, as many three-pointers as he's made and the percentage he's made them at. So, you know, the other things I like about Connor Hill, he's a great person. He has a really high work capacity. He comes to work every day, and as it's shown over his career, he's gotten better and better and better.
With the way that he shoots the ball, what is it that makes him so good? I mean, I've noticed that he seems to have a lightning quick release. Is that it, or what is it? Well,
repetition. You know, Con doesn't have perfect fundamentals if you watch him shoot, but what he's done is really perfected his motion. You know, what he's done since he's got to college has gotten stronger, and that's allowed him to shoot it faster. He's improved his footwork, which has allowed him to shoot it faster. And, you know, he's gotten himself to the point where he can make off-balance shots. It's really hard for a shooter to do.
Absolutely. He talks about it a little bit in here, but what's the story from your end? When he was a freshman, Was the plan originally to redshirt him, and then you're like, we need some offense, let's bring him in?
Yeah, we were going to redshirt him in 3 or 4 games in the year. We weren't shooting it quite as well, and I brought him off the bench, and I think brought him off redshirt and off the bench, and I think he made 5 threes at the Davis game down in Davis, and the rest is history. You know, he wasn't quite ready that year, to be honest with you, but he could really shoot it, and it was something that basketball team needed, and it proved that it really helped us that year. I think that year he made 45 three-point shots.
Well, you guys are back at home here, a place that you have played so well at this season. What do you guys like about playing here on this court?
Well, it's home. You know, and home's always a better place to play on the road. And now that we're in the Cowan Spectrum, it's where we get to practice every day. So, you know, always when you play at home, you feel more comfortable. And I think our guys are feeling really comfortable in this building. But we're going to have to really play well. I mean, now it's time for us to make a little run. We've played some of the toughest teams in the conference. We've played some of the toughest teams on the road. But now we got to take care of our home stretch, and we got to get on a roll ourselves. You
guys have North Dakota up first. They're 1-4 in conference play right now. What's the scouting report on them? Are they better than they seem, or is it just they're kind of having a tough time?
Well, they're a lot better than the record, no question about it. Very good coach. They've done a good job. They've got some good players. They just got a guy eligible here at semester from Utah State, so they're a good basketball team. Coach Brian's done a good job there for a long time, and you know, I expect a good, hard-fought battle. North Dakota is a team that does a variety of things on defense. They'll manual, they'll zone you, they'll what we call ice the ball screen, so they're going to give us some different looks, and I expect them to come in and compete like crazy. Here's a team that went to the finals of the Big Sky Conference last year and started 1-4. They will be ready to go on Thursday night.
A lot of returners returning from that team are pretty new.
You know, some new guys. It kind of mix and matches. They had some guys that left, and they've got some new guys. I think they've got 8 new guys, but it's a team that's kind of getting better by the game. You know, they've lost a couple close ones at home. They had to go to Montana and Montana State to start the season, and then they lost in overtime the other night versus Northern Colorado. So they could very easily be 3-2 or something like that, but they're not. I expect a good, hard-fought game on Thursday.
And then Northern Colorado, what do you expect from them?
Well, they're a good basketball team. BJ's been there a long time. He took over for Tad Boyle. They're playing very good basketball. You know, they beat Sacramento State at home here just last weekend, and they go on the road and win at Northern Colorado. You know, I mean, not Northern Colorado, North Dakota. But they're a good, solid team. They can really shoot the ball. They're shooting 50% from 3, 43% from behind the arc. So they can score in a number of different ways, and so they're going to cause us some problems, especially on the defensive end.
7 guys for them who average 5 or more points a game, so you see a pretty balanced look from them offensively. How tough is that to defend?
Well, it's always hard when there's more people, you know, that can score. They're not one or two guys dominant, but they do a good job sharing the ball. They do a good job getting the ball into the people's hands that need to get the ball to, and they do a nice job of getting the ball into the areas of the floor that they need to get to. So it'll be a tough game. We're looking forward to this weekend, but we got to know that we really need to come out with some energy, some excitement, and believe it or not, we need to be a little irritated. You know, none of us expected to be 2-3 at this time. None of us think we should be 2-3. Well, there's only one thing you can do about it.
He's Vandals head coach Don Verlin. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break, but when we're back, we hear from women's basketball as they prep for a tough road trip of their own as they take on North Dakota and Northern Colorado. Stick around. We're right back on Inside the Vandals.